Hi, welcome to the first video in a series of videos covering the Alphatournament Season 6, January 2022. So Alphatournament is a stock trading game that allows you to pick up 5 stocks monitored over 10 market days against other participants, and then have the chance to win prizes in the form of their ERC20 coin, alphavantagecoin, symbol AVC, currently valued at 4 cents each. So, take part in this tournament, you have to go to alphatournament.com. This is the web page. Join Alphatournament, and then you can join the community, beat the market, and earn eternal glory. Brought to you by alphavantage, a financial data API. So, there's a prize pool for participants managed to get within the top 500 to 1,000, if I'm not mistaken, 500 to 1,000 people who have the best picked stocks. So first place will be 5,000 alphavantage coins, second place will be 3,000 alphavantage coins, and third place will be 1,000 alphavantage coins, and then fourth to 1,000 have different rewards based on how they place from 50th to 500, and then I think also to 1,000. Okay, so this series will mainly be covering my personal portfolio for January 2022, and I'll just be telling you why I picked my 5 stocks, because I picked all 5. You can choose anything between 1 and 5 stocks, and then I will cover why I picked them. I will also be tracing them every single day and showing you how they're performing against the market and that kind of thing. So I've only been doing this for the last 2 months. I joined in season 5. It's been going for about 6 seasons now, and it's a new tournament, a new season every single month. Okay, so first let me take you to my dashboard. So this is the dashboard where you pretty much add the stocks that you want to have competing for that season, and you are only allowed to change your stocks up until a certain date every month. For this month, the last date was on the 16th, and then you can add your stocks. So as you see, I have Tesla, TSLA, ADM, Archer Daniels, PG, Procter & Gamble, Bud, Anheuser-Busch, the beverage company, and MDLZ, Mondelez. So why did I pick these 5 stocks for my season? Okay, so this one's a bit of an interesting one, because this month I decided to go with companies that were announcing their earnings in January before the end of the 10 trading days. So all of the companies that you see here are going to be announcing their Q4 earnings in January during the period of this tournament. And I'm hoping, in fact, I've been looking at these companies and their earnings seem to be positive. So I'm hoping that the price will go up after they go through their earnings. So the first one is Tesla. Now, I was a bit iffy about adding Tesla to this list because Tesla has a lot of volatility. And volatility isn't necessarily good or bad, but the problem with too much volatility is you can never know, like, if it goes up, it could do really well and go up by a good number of percentage points. But it can also go down because of an errant tweet or something else in the news media, and that could also impact your portfolio negatively. Another thing about my portfolio this month is normally I try to put stocks that I've been following for months, if not like maybe even years before, so that like I kind of have an understanding of how the stocks have performed historically. But this month I went for completely new stocks that I haven't been following, in particular ADM and MDLZ. Bud and PG and Tesla I'm quite familiar with. I had Tesla in my last season. I had Procter & Gamble in my last season. That did okay. It didn't lose too much. I think it gained like a percentage point or something of the sort, which wasn't really game changing, but it helped to offset some of my losses in one of the other stocks I had last season. Oh yeah, and Bud I'm fairly familiar with. So this one's gonna be a bit of a mix, but from my analysis earlier on this month, I think Archer Daniels and MDLZ are going to do pretty well in their earnings reports, but I don't know how much this is going to push their stocks. This month, I'm mainly just hoping to make small gains. I'm really not expecting anything big from any of these, but if it does happen, that's great. One thing I noticed is if you don't lose too much money, if you lose between 2% or gain between 1 or 2%, give or take 1 or 2%, you're pretty much normally in the top 500 just from not losing too much. Last season, I did fairly well on my 4 stocks because I like to diversify my portfolio to like offset losses. So I had 5 stocks as well. But I lost quite a bit on one stock, which is new Brazilian software bank. It mainly like has a software platform. It was invested in by Berkshire Hathaway and a couple of other investors. It seems like a good company, but within the 2-week period that we're tracking these stocks, it lost like 8% over that period, which was terrible for my portfolio. But yeah, some of my other stocks offset it. I had like PG, I had Procter & Gamble, which did like a percentage point. I had HD, Home Depot, which did pretty okay. So some of those like stocks managed to offset some of my losses there. It was an IPO. I should have known not to put in an IPO. Those of normally take a dip after they come into the market. I just blundered in that one. So this week, no IPOs. So yeah, that's my portfolio for this month. And then maybe I'll just walk you through like their current prices at the time of recording. This was a market close on Friday. Okay, so Archer Daniels was at $71.55. That's a 0.92% gain. AB and Bev was at 67.8 with a 2.20 gain. MDLZ was at 68.10 with an 0.68 gain. Procter & Gamble was at 159.81 with an 0.96 gain. And then Tesla was at $1,049.61 with a 1.75% gain. So if all goes well, these should be going up after their earnings report. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these stocks go down prior to that. But my hope is, because all of these companies are looking like they had a really good Q4, they might do well as people anticipate their earnings reports. Some people might start to buy into the stocks, expecting a little bump in the stock prices, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that they'll be bullish for the next couple of days, for the 10 days at least, because most of these are having their earnings reports right at the end of the period. So I'm really hoping to like surf that wave of anticipation. If I could pull out just after or just before, I would, but your stocks are locked in until the end of the period. So I'm hoping that like I can surf that wave of anticipation right up until the point that they get announced, and hopefully like their earnings calls do well and like they maintain their value after that, and hopefully that works out for my portfolio. So I will be doing one of these every day just to track how the stocks are doing, give my input on what may or may not have happened to cause those fluctuations, whether they're positive or negative. And just keep track of all of these 5 stocks for the period of January 2022. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a great day. Do all the things that need to be done, like, subscribe. Thank you. Cheers.